The human race is compelled to push against boundaries and carve out new horizons, sometimes against our better judgment. Every mountain range, seemingly impassable desert, and seemingly endless ocean have all been conquered by the unstoppable force of our technology and ambition. If it's possible to walk somewhere, we will do so. If something requires us to climb, we will do so. And if we cannot accomplish either of these tasks, we will build a machine that can. As a result, an animal that hasn't evolved much beyond banging rocks together in caves can travel to the deepest parts of the ocean, soar through the skies, and send our rockets through the veil of heaven so that we can see eternity with our own eyes. When things don't go as planned, our ambition can, of course, be our downfall. There's no doubt that Proxima Centauri has a few things going for it. It, along with its binary companion Alpha Centauri, is the nearest star to us, and it has a planet that may be similar to Earth and orbits within its star's habitable zone. This habitable zone around a red dwarf like Proxima Centauri is actually much closer than we're accustomed to seeing, which is a little surprising. This makes a year on Proxima Centauri b only last about 11 days, which makes it difficult to plan outdoor activities for the following week when you don't know what season it'll be in. The good news is that if we could get there and maybe set up shop, we might be able to survive for quite some time. Proxima Centauri is expected to live for 4 trillion years, which is approximately 400 times longer than the lifespan of our own sun. It's possible that it's not the best star to visit, let alone live next to, but it's also not the worst. Astronomers using NASA's James Webb Space Telescope recently got a rare look into one of the most dangerous and fascinating types of stars, a Wolf-Rayet star. There are many stars that are much less hospitable than others, as these astronomers discovered. Alpha Centauri is a 3-star star system located between 4.2 and 4.4 light-years from Earth. It is the solar system's nearest star system, and one of its stars is the closest star to Earth other than the Sun. According to Britannica, the star system is the 4th brightest star in the Earth's sky, excluding the Sun, after Sirius, Canopus, and Arcturus. However, as Star Walk points out, Alpha Centauri is a southern star in the constellation Centaurus and thus isn't visible to observers north of 29 degrees north latitude. Although Alpha Centauri was well known in antiquity, it wasn't until the late 1600s that astronomers realized it was composed of multiple stars. But stars aren't the only objects that belong to Alpha Centauri. Proxima Centauri b, discovered in 2016, is a so-called super-Earth which orbits Proxima Centauri at around 5% of the distance between Earth and the Sun. The planet has a similar mass to Earth and a slightly larger radius, but due to its close proximity to its star, it completes an orbit in just 11.2 Earth days. Despite being much closer to its star than Earth is to the Sun, Proxima Centauri b is still within Proxima Centauri's habitable zone due to the red dwarf star's low energy output. According to the Open Exoplanet Catalog, the mini-Neptune exoplanet Proxima Centauri c is around 7 times the size of our planet and orbits its star once every 1,900 Earth days. It's further out from Proxima Centauri at approximately 1.5 astronomical units from the red dwarf and outside its habitable zone. Proxima Centauri c was later discovered in 2019 due to a wobble in the motion of its parent star caused by its gravitational influence. The existence of Proxima Centauri c was confirmed in 2020 by Hubble Space Telescope images taken in 1995. This makes it one of the few visually confirmed exoplanets. A third planet was discovered in the vicinity of Proxima Centauri in 2022. The exoplanet, known as Proxima Centauri d, has about a quarter the mass of Earth and orbits its star at about 3% of the distance between our planet and the Sun. Proxima Centauri d is just so close to its star that it takes 5 Earth days to complete an orbit around it. Astronomers have discovered one of the lightest exoplanets ever discovered. Also in 2021, astronomers discovered evidence of an exoplanet orbiting Rigel Kentaurus, or Alpha Centauri A, in the star's habitable zone, the region around a star which is neither too hot nor too cold to support liquid water, a necessary ingredient for life. We know Alpha Centauri is the nearest star system to ours, and we're pretty sure that it contains Earth-like planets. The question is whether humans could ever live there. The exoplanet does have several issues that significantly reduce the chances of it harboring life. For example, the planet has stellar winds 200 times that of Earth, implying that traveling through the atmosphere would be extremely difficult. Furthermore, the planet's sides are exposed to the star's light for unequal amounts of time, which means that one side could be extremely cold and dark, while the other is warmer or potentially too warm. As recently observed by NASA's famous James Webb telescope, the planet has a rocky surface, but whether water can exist on this planet is unknown. Although this planet may or may not be habitable for humans, the journey from Earth would be extremely difficult, if not impossible, with current technology. To give a rough estimate, the Voyager 1 probe launched by NASA in 1977 and the farthest man-made object from Earth would need another 7,300 years to reach Proxima Centauri from its current location. Humans may be able to travel at the speed of light in the future, but that will be in the very distant future for the time being. Proxima Centauri b was and continues to be a planet of great interest since its discovery in 2016. It's just one of many planets scientists believe could potentially harbor life. Despite being the closest exoplanet to our solar system, this planet is still far away. It seems like the goal is always to find another home. But have you ever been curious why exactly this is always the case? Well, humans are the only species with the technological capabilities to create space programs among the over 8.7 million species that currently exist on Earth. Scientists discovered that 99% of all species that have ever lived on Earth, totaling over 5 billion species, have gone extinct. This implies that the universe occasionally creates factors that destroy life on Earth. Based on our scientific research thus far, scientists have concluded that when the sun expands and consumes our planet in a few billion years, every living species on Earth will become extinct. That is, if a deadly asteroid does not strike Earth before then. From this, space agencies are aware of the dangers that await Earth if we fail to spread life throughout the universe. Yes, we will colonize Mars and some of the gas giant's moons before attempting to escape the solar system to our nearest star neighbor. In fact, the International Space Station and the Tiangong Space Station have made the first step toward living outside of Earth possible. NASA's Artemis space program is already working on extending human presence from low Earth orbit to the Moon. The American Space Agency completed the first phase of this mission and is currently working on sending humans on flyby missions around the Moon as part of its Artemis 2 mission. The Artemis 3 and 4 missions will send humans to the Moon, allowing NASA to establish a permanent human presence there. All of these fascinating missions will take place before 2030. This suggests that space agencies may be planning manned missions to Mars in the 2030s and beyond. With this current rate of progress, humans may be able to explore most of the solar system by the end of the next century. Because there are numerous dangers to humanity in this part of the cosmos, our first attempt to send humans to Alpha Centauri may begin with a generation ship or any other sophisticated technology available.